How's your horse?
Let's see. We just wanted the maintenance work. He finished up strongly. I think he liked the racetrack. We don't want to do too much close to the race.
Mr. Cliche today.
Wait a minute. That's not you.
Is he eating everything?
Just pick one. I mean, what the hell? We're going to lie to you anyhow.
How do you really feel?
I thought it was fine. It was okay. You know, we don't get paid at 8:30 in the morning, so we're just trying to. He's run a lot. He's probably the most seasoned horse in the race, so I didn't really need to do a lot and didn't want to do a lot. But he seems to have an affinity for the racetrack, and that's important at this time.
Just some thoughts about how he's coming in. You've taken so many horses here. You know exactly what it's like to get a horse there. It's always about that 2 minutes on the first Saturday in May.
Well, what has to happen is that in the next 10 days, a lot of things will change with a lot of horses. And so what you want to do is you want to get them to maybe where they're really feeling well and getting it together, so to speak, and not have any hiccups along the way. They change a lot. You get horses come in your heavy favorites, and then the next 10 days, you know, you see things that you say, whoa, I don't know about that one. Because it's been a hard campaign. With this new point system, there are no soft spots anymore. You can't come in here, you know, like you used to. Hell, we got, I think, 800,000 in earnings. We wouldn't even had to run the other day in Arkansas if it wasn't for the point system. So that's probably one of the real negatives of the point system for me. Is they force everybody to run when they probably wouldn't from a trainer and owner standpoint. But you just like everything to fall into place a little bit here. All of the horses that I've had success with here have always had a really good 2 weeks prior to the Derby.
You've had a lot of near misses with him. I mean, in graded stakes, seconds, thirds, you come so close, but just never quite gotten over the top.
Yeah, he's 2 feet from being a multiple stakes winner, you know, and he's been a little bit of his own problem too, you know. And not all, if I got that all behind me now, so maybe we'll get it all right on the right day. But he's his own worst enemy. He lugged in, lugged out. When John hit him left-handed, court, he sold out and went to the outside fence. And you know, he's had a lot of things that I'd rather not have seen. But it looks like that's all behind him now. And one thing he did this morning, he just hugged that horse on the outside, came as straight as the die. So we're in pretty good shape.
How challenging is that as a trainer when you know you got something there and you're sort of tweaking? I mean, how much of this is sort of a chess game and trying to sort it out?
Well, we're getting paid to train horses. If it was easy, the car salesman was doing it. We get paid to do this, so if they were all easy and just went out there and did everything right, hell, you guys might even try it. Actually, you guys are trying it. I was remiss. I haven't checked with the media yet to see if that was a good work. I probably should wait a couple hours and find out if you guys thought it was a good work or not.
Wayne, could he be a handful for these guys on Derby Day?
No, I don't think so. I think that's all behind him and so forth. I don't think at all. No, he hasn't for 2 months now. Hasn't shown anything but good form in that area. I'm not a bit concerned about that.
How much is the seasoning aspect? I mean, people I think underestimate that. How important is that for the Derby? You see horses 3 lifetime starts, 4. You've got I think 12 lifetime starts in this horse.
Well, the seasoning's important, but I think more importantly is how the horse's disposition handles the hoopla of what we have to go through. I think a horse with 3 or 4 outs could probably be more seasoned than one with 7 or 8 outs if he's got the right disposition. What happens over there is that some of them, when they get over there and get in that situation, they come untrained a little bit. And so you're always wondering a little bit about how they're going to handle it. For example, when I ran Tabasco Cat here, he had a lot of trouble handling it, and yet Winning Colors went over there and stood like a statue. So it just depends on the disposition of the horse, I think, more than anything.
You've run against both American Pharoah and Dortmund, and 2 big boys with this horse. Having seen both of those two, how would you compare and contrast them, and maybe which one of them worries you most?
Well, they're all worrying me because they're outstanding horses. In my opinion, American Pharoah was lengths ahead of Dortmund. I think I have not been that impressed with a horse for a long time. I mean, we ran at him in Arkansas. We had a perfect trip. We ran right to his actually, I think might even stuck our head in front. At one point there, I'd turn him for home. And when Victor Espinoza just nudged him, he opened up 4 or 5 lengths on it, just wham, and his looking at the replay, he lengthened his stride and he just cruised down through there. That impressed the hell out of me.
What's your take on the California horses